Oh, it's on YouTube now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now we're just gonna wait on Doug. Huh?
Oh, I don't even have to do that. I can just do this. Look at that.
Y'all better get it together.
I'm so smart. I is smart. I is special.
That is smart.
What? Zoom?
Yeah.
I forget now.
Run up to it says.
Oh, it won't be.
YouTube. You're trying to find the video?
Mhm.
Yeah, YouTube. Mm,
YouTube under open meetings, on open meetings or something. Yes, sir. Can you just rejoin it? Because I got it on YouTube.
and enter city of
When you switch it, when you logged off,
Thank you, ma'am.
it made me the host and I found it. And got it hooked on. So we're just waiting on you now. We're recording and we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, right here.
Well, it should be in your sent folder. Have a sent folder.
Susie. Should be able to scroll down once it pops up to like visit site, and it'll show a live one.
So you want me to send it to you?
And open meeting, Zoom
So
meeting.
look at this. I'm looking on from here.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah, YouTube. Okay, I got you. Videos. Search here. Oh, stuff, sorry, city of.
Okay.
Passcode is 342476.
342-476.
Right here. You're welcome.
476.
They don't have a paper packet, do we?
Yeah.
I wish I could get on this. Like, yeah.
Hang on, I got it. All right. Meeting ID 894 3482.
Y'all are making my head hurt.
And the passcode is 342476.
There y'all are.
All right, I think I'm here. Okay, so you got everything going? All right.
Thanks so. Ow!
phones in the same place. Feedback.
My little head.
All right. So we all ready to start this thing? Okay, welcome to the Lone Oak.
Paper copy?
What was that?
Yeah.
Back.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
I hear so much noise through here right now. Okay, we're ready now? Okay. Okay, welcome to the Lone Oak City Council meeting held on September 8th, 2020 at 7 p.m. I actually have 7:16 pursuant to section 551.127 of the Texas Government Code. For this meeting at the stated location, a quorum of the city council will be physically present. And this notice specifies the intent to have a quorum present there. The member of the city council presiding over the meeting will be physically present at the above location. One or more members of the city council may participate in this meeting remotely. And if so, video conference equipment providing two-way audio and video display and communication with each member who is participating by video conference call will be made available. The video and audio feed of the video conferencing equipment can be viewed and heard by the public at the address posted above as the location of the meeting. However, due to concerns with limited internet bandwidth, it is highly recommended that if you would like to provide input on an agenda item, please send an email to the city secretary by 5 p.m. the day of the meeting at the city secretary's email. The mayor will read your comments during the appropriate agenda item. We did not have any. So I'll call this meeting to order. First, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. So, all right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call and certification of a quorum. It looks like we have everyone here. So we have a quorum. Okay, item 4, consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. So we have 3 items. A, approval of minutes for a regular council meeting on August 11th, 2020. B, approval of minutes for a special call meeting, public hearing on August 25th, 2020. And C, approval for Susie to have access to the water account to facilitate the process of water billing and payments.
I make a motion that we accept A, B, and C.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Say no. Okay, all. So the ayes have it. Individual consideration, item 5. A, consider an act regarding financial statements for August 2020. B, consider an act regarding August 2020 invoices for payment. And C, consider an act regarding Economic Development Corporation invoices for payment.
You have a question on general fund? General fund reconciliation? Two checks. Jesse Marino and Mantra Land.
Yeah, we did. Those are both with deposits with the Civic Center. Mr. Marino applied for a applications with deposit and then they cancel. So they have to reimburse for 400. Montrose, they had $100 deposit on the books. Back in the club had it, and then very behind, city or church.
Okay.
I think we're having problems hearing this. I can't hardly hear anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
somebody
can hear
can, computer may be too
Reverb or
close to
something.
each other there in the
Slide that
office.
tablet away from the phone a little bit.
It's Christine's tablet. Turn your volume down.
Yeah, you're getting feedback up in their office there.
Is that better?
Oh, much.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
I had that problem last time.
Oh, okay, what's University of Texas? Oh, wait a minute, I'm muted.
I didn't hear what the Luncherland was for.
It's a civic center rental.
Okay.
Reimbursement for deposit because they had to cancel. That's what they both were.
And the
And we're
university,
giving the University of Texas $2,000. Is that the scholarship? Okay.
Yeah, that was part of taking in the Civic Center, wasn't it? Scholarship.
Yeah. So I make a motion that we accept the financial statements for August 2020.
I'll say.
I'll second the motion.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
what's wrong?
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right, the ayes have it again.
I make a motion we accept the August 2020 invoices for payment.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so we got a motion from Wes and second from Christine. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Okay. One more.
For the EDC, the invoice that we have is for Justin Ram to attend the sales tax webinar.
what was that for, Wes? Was that something y'all require or he just wanted to do it or?
Hang on. The EDC is required to have at least 2 people go every other year. Susie Bishop and I went last year, but the seminar is not that expensive and they do it in Garland. When they do it in person, it's a pretty good opportunity to network and meet other people who do the same thing. So I invited the other EDC members to go if they wanted to. So Dustin said he would go. And then they moved to a virtual thing and screwed it all up so he doesn't get to network anyway. So
Oh,
they sent all of the information out on the 4th. And they're gonna have a webinar thing, Q&A on like the 28th. And that's gonna be the only opportunity to interact with anybody. So anyway.
okay. Just curious.
I can't make a motion for the EDC, it's a conflict of interest.
I make a motion that
I
we,
make a motion that we allow these people to go.
I'll second it.
Okay, Christine made the motion, Sandra seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. All right, the ayes have it. Okay, so that's number 5. There's no public comment, so we'll move on to item 7, presentation. JDC Energy presentation on security lights with cameras.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Basically, we have been developing new products. In this case, I'm here to show this security camera. You guys won't be able to see it. You guys here, you can, but this particular module, it actually moves. You can actually move it with your finger on the phone.
Really?
And yes, that is pretty cool. And this one is your traditional security camera, like for the entrances. My company uses it for license plate reading software. Some other companies use it for face recognition. So the pixelation is very high. These are 4K cameras. Our goal is to install a couple of panel here in the square and see what you guys want to do later with it. It's something Wesley and I have talked about before, and we appreciate that you guys keep allowing us to come back and offer you new things. So thank you.
Well, that 3 all the way around?
This one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is in, like I said, depending how, this is the difference, there has to be a balance, right? So because of this one has so many features, you can move it and all that, the resolution is not as good, so the distance you can see is closer. With this one, you can be almost 350 feet away, and you can still recognize somebody's face.
Kathy.
How are these connected?
Oh, thank you. They're both can be connected in several ways. The way we are actually installing them with the city of Dallas is wirelessly. You all have seen the way everybody's getting internet in their homes.
This is reason why I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi.
We use the same technology. It's also the same way that Textron has their. We all want
Still have a lot of, we got a lot of noise going on.
I think Wes's computer's getting.
The cameras. The cameras are not solar, they're actually hardwired to the electricity. The signal is all wireless. We use the same technology. So it's all, we can do either wireless or we have if we were to put one right here at City Hall, I would use the wired system and use the wired. But then any other camera that is remote would have a wireless connection. In addition to the connection of the cameras, the same technology can also offer Wi-Fi connection at the square if you chose to do so at any given time. So now it's difficult. You really don't have a whole lot of grip on who is on the internet, what they're doing, but you could offer that to your patrons if you wanted to.
Okay. How many are you willing to sample?
Trial.
2 of this and this one right here.
So three total?
2 poles, 3 total, yes.
For how long?
For how long?
60 days, 90 days? I mean, all right, within this with the city of Dallas, they're, you guys for about 30 days. And that's what we're not with it. Just whatever you guys want to do.
How much memory will they store?
Pardon?
How much memory will they store?
Okay, so the memory, the data is not stored in the cameras. The data is transferred to a DVR or an NVR somewhere.
Which y'all provide that too, right or no?
Yes, yes. Now, how much memory you have is how much you want to invest on the DVR or the NVR.
Yeah, you can only go back so many hours, like 300 hours.
Actually, without weeks or months, depending on what you want to store.
30 days.
Yeah, pretty dead is very standard. It's all determined on because these are motion. You can actually choose which area. For instance, if I want to film here, but my camera is giving me all this, it's gonna give me an option to motion all this area, right? So it gives me, in software, it gives me an option to void all this, and all I'm motion sensing is right here. Therefore, if I have trees over here moving all the time,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be recording, unwanted, without wanting to record it. Use them for trails, which is not really wide, so we kind of block just about 1/3 here, 1/3 here, and we just use 1/3 of the recording feature. You still see, if you're looking at it live, you still see the whole picture, but you're not recording the leaves moving on this side and the leaves moving on this side. You're recording people going in and out. Now, I mentioned license plate recognition. If you want one license plate recognition, same cameras, you're gonna have to go any cars. It's
I can't.
you cannot have it all in one set. It's different things that you want to choose. I'm not saying you do. I mentioned it, but I need to get out of that hole. It's just don't
You
think
can turn it
that
off.
it's the same camera, but it has to be down, aimed towards the area where the cars are gonna pass by. And you're gonna have to put a speed bump so cars slow down. Cameras are not. So, yeah.
We got that problem here.
I just haven't mentioned that. I don't want to
Mother
oversay.
Nature takes care of that.
We don't necessarily have humps, we have holes, yeah, we got holes. Right on all the street.
So yeah, the camera is gonna be wired and installed to a electrical system that is already built. Like I said, right outside here, we can use the electrical system of the building. But if you have locations where you wanna have cameras that are not close to the building, it's a lot cheaper to have solar than running under the trenches to install Cat 6 to it.
I've got a question. So the wireless camera, what's the radius to the DVR? How far do those reach? Or is that?
Okay, there's two types of wireless. The I'm gonna say the little wireless is about 300 feet. Okay, the really long wireless is up to 11 kilometers. It's almost 4 or 5 miles. So, like I said earlier, they both can work on either way. It's just what you're wanting to do, then we would tailor that out to what you're looking for.
So if I'm doing a calling, would it?
Hold on, we got some.
Feedback.
Yes, I would require access to the water tower, because I do have to have line of sight. This data doesn't transfer through the trees or leaves or anything like that. It has to be true line of sight. It's exactly the same.
Line of sight for each individual camera, or just
One pod, we call it pod, one internet pod is good for 2 cameras, for 2 of the higher resolution cameras.
We were talking about just doing a square. It would benefit, hang on.
Yeah, we're having a lot of feedback. I don't know, Doug, if you hear it or.
I hear it. I can hardly hear the whole presentation.
Yeah. If there's something in paper, in writing to email us, but a 90-day trial would be okay. I mean, it's hard to understand what he's saying though.
Is there another phone next to your computer there, Wes, or something?
Yeah.
That's feedback through it.
Yeah, I've got Christine on one side, Tim on the other. Hang on.
I'd have to space out.
This is
Okay.
No.
Just have this computer where you can hear it.
No. Let me do it.
All right.
It won't let me do it. I was gonna see if I could mute, but it won't let me do it. Y'all have any more questions for Carlos?
I don't.
I don't.
Hard to tell.
Thank you, Carlos. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, can you send us any information you have, or do you have a template or agreement?
No, but I'll email you.
Okay.
I don't really have, I mean, everything we've done is been handshake with you guys.
Okay.
I'll send you something though.
Okay. All right.
No money down. I want to be able to test it. I want to be.
Well, you gotta tell us how much they are too.
We
We
kind
kinda
of gleaned over that part.
Unless it's free.
Well, they're without the MBR, because it depends how much storage you're gonna put on it. The solar light, the panel obviously, and the camera, it's about $1,700. So then on top of that, you add the storage and all the other equipment, all the ancillary equipment that goes with it. So $1,700 just for the camera. This is the shit right here.
Oh, so we have to change those lights.
No. This is happens that it's a different vendor I use in. It's solar panel batteries is the same. Okay.
So the minimum price would be 17.
That's without if you got more storage and then they have to do to install it. Those install a whole lot.
Right.
Would those be added to our existing?
To these ones over here. This can, yes.
Please.
This can. We have to. I have to do things on my end to do some.
We just need a proposal.
I'll work on that. Now, Wes, we'll need direction on what, or where you want the cameras and what the goal is to monitor.
Okay.
A couple hours.
Because I don't know what the target area is to keep an eye on. Basically, that's what we're talking about.
Okay. I'll get with the police chief and get his idea where he thinks they ought to go to. I think one in front of City Hall probably, and then we'll see about what will be the best way to get the rest of it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, thank
for
you.
coming out.
Appreciate it. Okay, so before we move on, I think we got something that's making a noise. I don't know. Does everybody have their phones off or away from their computer?
Close together, the three of them. Chip, Christine.
One computer.
I was having trouble getting Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, so we ready to move on? Okay, so we'll move on to item 8, department and committee reports. Believe you all have your reports in there. I think we won't have a fire department, but we do have public works. Corey's here. So go ahead, Corey.
All right, we spent quite a bit of time in Buffalo Mesa this month trying to find taps, running sewer cameras, digging up mains, repairing them. Just spent a lot of time over there. We repaired a water tap at the end of Olive. The tap had actually moved somehow, and it caused it to have low pressure. We fixed a fire hydrant right here in front of City Hall. Got something actually stuck under it, which is, I don't know if y'all can see that. Looks like plastic threads. Got stuck in the hydrant. I have no idea how it got there, but did a water tap for Gordon on Elm Street. A second tap for him. We fixed a leak on Katy, but we have another leak there that I believe is on the agenda for later. we can talk about later. A couple of sewer stoppages. That's pretty much about it. I had 27 work orders. A lot of them work orders were the Buffalo Mesa, where it took 2 weeks worth of work to get it done, you know. But we did finally get it all done. We installed the end of a main clean out that it didn't have. We installed 3 other clean outs, and we repaired the sewer. And so hopefully we got all that done. And that's pretty much it.
That's good, Corey.
What's the story with Wayne?
Yeah, the last time I talked to him, he said that he had to go to another doctor, and that they're not sure, but they think there might be more damage than what they originally thought. I don't know. He hasn't, I don't think he's had that doctor's appointment yet, but he's still doing therapy and he's still out for now.
The out, or is it like light duty? Or, I mean, I guess we don't really have
No,
light duty, do
We
we?
don't really have light duty. I mean, that's the problem. I mean,
Yeah,
the only light duty would be something to do with a computer, and
you can't, yeah.
he don't really do that, you know, so, yeah.
So this looks like it's gonna be a long-term thing for you. I mean, until he's back, right? I mean, we need to get you some help.
Yeah, it could be, and I'm waiting to see what he says. If he says it's gonna be another month or something, then I've
Yeah.
gotta go ahead and get somebody, and
Mhm.
temporarily at least. Cause we've got quite a bit going on, and it's just me and Josh. It's kind of,
And it's already been a month, hadn't it?
yeah, it's right at
Pretty
a month.
much.
Yeah, pretty much a month, yeah. So hopefully that'll come out better than what we think, but
We talked about using workforce commission or something like that to hire a temporary worker, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of questions about them using the equipment and all that kind of stuff. So it
Well,
right.
Corey,
really got
do you know
to
of
be
anybody?
invested in it before we do it.
Well, we don't really need anybody else that can run equipment. We just need somebody that can do the legwork.
Manual labor.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone, Corey, or what? I mean,
We
what
got
are
2
your
people that
thoughts?
run it just fine now.
Everybody I know
Look, I
is
did have a
currently
question
working.
about
So,
I went behind Wayne twice now when he's read my meter, wrote something down, got in the truck, took off, and I went back and looked at it. You can't see the numbers on it, so how's he writing something down? And like I said, I've had the same bill for like 4 months, but I haven't watered my garden in 2 months. And a lot of people have been saying the same thing too.
Several people complaining this month.
Now, it's leaking on the meter on the city side for over a month now.
yeah, Josh
That's my
been
water meter.
keeping an eye on that. He said it's not very big. It's just a little spot, but we've got several here in town that are leaking. That's popped up. Even one this morning on Elm Street at the other end of your street by Mill.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a pretty good one. I've had to call it emergency locates on that one. So we'll be fixing it in the morning. But yeah, there's
Well, we gotta get you some help though, Corey.
yeah, everybody I know is currently working. You know, they're already established, and they're not gonna come for just a month or two, you know. I don't know. I'll just have to try to find somebody that can just do labor. That's all they need to do. Be able to
Go
fix
through a
it.
temp service.
Do they have to have any special qualifications or anything? Like if any of us know someone, we could.
No, just as long as a licensed person's with them, which me and Josh both are licensed in water and wastewater, so it wouldn't be a problem because he would never go out by himself and do anything.
All right.
You know.
All right, any more questions for Corey on Public Works? No?
Nope.
Okay, I take it our engineer and grants have all, do we have any answers for the grant, Corey?
Not for the grant. The engineers had some unfortunate times here recently and has had a couple of deaths in his family due to COVID. And so it's kind of slowed him down a little bit. But he is still working and he is started the permit process. But I wasn't able to get any information on the grant information for the sewer plant yet because he didn't know because he had been out for so long away from the office. So we do have the sewer treatment permit started. So that's a plus there. And as soon as I can get a hold of him again and find out about what we qualify, if we qualify for a grant for the sewer system or not, I'll let everyone know either by text or something. Should be this week, I would imagine. You know, we should find out something.
All right. Nothing else for Corey? All right. Well, I think we got something else for you later, right, Corey?
Yeah, I was talking about a leak on Katy Street later on, I think.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to you then.
Hey, what about Mill Street? Have we heard any more from?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I almost forgot about it. They're wanting to repair that and get under warranty, but they can't do anything until we tell them to. And I don't suggest we do that. I think, you know, the options when I talked to Blake from KSA was have them cut the whole road all the way from one end to the other and repack the ditch, putting in select fill and the right rock and, you know, all the whole thing, give it a little bit of time and then put a top on it. Obviously they're wanting to get under warranty so that year will start, but they're waiting on us. Really, they're waiting on us on a decision on what we want to do with that.
They didn't give it enough time to settle to begin with before they put blacktop on it.
Did not.
I mean, the whole thing's cracking even before they haven't patched. It's all messed up.
It's a mess.
I'd make them tear it all back up and repack it.
That's what I would do.
Well,
Yeah, can we tell them to do that? Just get it
absolutely.
done. Yeah.
Doug and Corey and I met with them before Doug left, obviously. And the construction company, and their road vendor are waiting on the engineer to give them direction because they're saying they built it to what he specified. And so they don't want to do anything until he tells them how to fix it. So basically it comes down to us and the engineer getting our heads together and then telling them what to do.
So we passed the buck to the engineer.
Not necessarily pass the buck to him because the construction company and the vendor are not going to do anything until they hear from him. So it's kind of between us at this point to decide how we want to get done.
Clearly, it's not right.
And Corey, if I'm right, if I remember this right, the engineer is also saying that we don't want to let them get into the warranty period. You get that?
We got to get on.
No, the warranty period won't start until we pay them.
Right.
They want their money.
They want their money.
Well, do it right. You'll get your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the money. They got to fix it.
Yeah. I'd make them fix it before I gave them anything.
Yeah. Do it right and we'll pay it. You tell them, Corey.
I will.
Fix it. Start over. Try again. They know it's not right.
No, they know.
Anything else for Corey?
No.
Okay, so we got anything from economic development?
We had a meeting last Wednesday. We have we got $2,600 in our sales tax payment. We have a balance of $37,374. And that's really, we had a couple bills. The trash compactor project will probably start October 1st. We'll have to pay that, and we're putting out bids to get the fences fixed around the welcome center. And the Boy Scouts are going to do the landscaping.
Right.
And the Veterans Project is progressing along. She's hoping to have the dedication sometime around Veterans Day. It's probably going to be the Saturday after, because I think Veterans Day is on a Wednesday or something this year.
All right, anything for, any questions for the EDC? No? Okay, we got a report from court. No? Yeah.
I don't know where Kathy went.
Oh, it's in our email. I mean,
Do y'all have the report? So y'all can, y'all have any questions from that? I mean, it's, should be self.
So I had a chat with Joe this afternoon. I had a question about the ticket information that shows up on the report. And that's all the tickets that they write. So Savannah, if it shows that she wrote 2 tickets and she wrote 2 tickets, it's not 2 tickets in town, and then there's some number outside of town. They're all coming to us.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all have any questions that we need to ask the court, or we're all good?
not the court.
Okay, nothing for the court. Okay, and I think y'all got the update from police department. Do you have anything, any questions for the police?
No, I was concerned about an incident Friday at the football game, what had happened with a citizen, and we were out of town. A couple of people called me and wanted to know what was going on and why something didn't happen with a certain person showing their butt pretty much at the football game, and they were drunk at a school premise, and I talked to Joe about it. Well, what bothered me is that he wasn't made aware of it. Savannah, and I think it was Mike Parker there, but it was concerning Jimmy Slimmons, and apparently he was drunk. I don't know if y'all heard this at the game, and he refused to wear a mask, showed his ass pretty much, sorry for the language. And I don't know if he cussed one of the Mike or Savannah one, but it was an ugly situation. And it bothered 3 or 4 people to contact me about it. I wasn't home, we were out of town, but when I asked Joe, he didn't know anything about it. And when I got back to him, he said, well, no one wanted to press charges, and he just, Jimmy was drunk, he just wanted to ride home. But apparently he was very, called one, I don't know who he called a name, but it was very vulgar cussing that he gave one of our officers, and it makes us look, I don't know, weak is not the word, I guess, to say, but not very professional, because it should have been handled, I think, in a different way, because had it been anyone else, you know, so kind of concerned with that. I don't know if y'all heard anything about it, but
What usually happens is the football games are, they hire, which is basically like Mike Parker and the SRO. So our police wouldn't know about it until they report it to chief on anything. So I mean, we're not responsible for the security at their games.
Austin got there after. He was kind of behind Mike and Savannah when it kind of went ugly. But he said Austin told me that he was just there in case it went even further south, that Mike was handling it. And then Mike, or Austin and Joe both said that the school, suggested, requested that they just escort him off premises.
Mhm.
And he didn't go any further.
It's kind of bothersome because what we hear after the fact is that he's bragging how he, can control the police department. It just doesn't make us look good, and I don't like that. It's just an ugly thing. But I mean, it is what it is. But I wouldn't have known anything, or if people didn't call me and say, "Hey, how come?" If it had been us, they would have been arrested, or and I don't want it to look like we're not professional, or the rules apply to everyone no matter what. So I just but Joe didn't know anything about it either. But anyways, I didn't know if y'all did, but it just kind of bothered me. So
I had a talk with Joe today about that kind of thing, and I think I'm gonna request that we talk about it at our next meeting, how we handle. Because with the Civic Center and people being able to drink over there, we could find ourselves in a similar situation.
that's right.
And we want to make sure we have it kind of laid out.
But that would be a city situation if it was at the Civic Center. At the school is a school situation.
Right.
Yeah, the school.
Because the school contracts that out.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't fall on us unless they called the on-duty
Well,
officer there.
It was our officers that he was talking, I mean, it did affect us because it was our officers, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I know with private deals like that, they don't want to cause any more problems than there already are. So
Mhm.
they send them out, and as long as they're gone, they're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was out here in the square, in a council meeting,
Absolutely.
or in the on the street or something like that, yeah, it'd probably be different. But at a private function like that, I mean,
We just have to
really,
be, all eyes are on us, and that's, I don't want our police department looked at in a negative light. We've come a long way to be professional and, have a good group of people, and I just don't want them talked negatively about, it's a protective thing.
I
It's
understand.
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and especially when you mix alcohol and your team's not doing the best.
It's a fine team. All right. Well, anyways, that was just it, but I just think
No,
that
I understand it.
communication-
If I had been there, I probably would have just left with, grabbed my daughter and left, or
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
All right, well, we'll talk to Joe and Savannah and see what we can work out on that. Anything else for police? Code compliance, we got anything for that?
Code compliance.
Where's Kenny?
We have, we're dealing with the House of Windsor.
They gone today. Somebody's auctioning off all their stuff.
Oh, yeah, they had that stuff out.
They took off because they had warrants.
What?
So, yeah, they were supposed to, we're in the process of having them.
Oh, it's been, if people drive by, the boys are selling their stuff right out of the house.
Golly.
House on Windsor.
107?
Atkins.
The red one.
No, Evelyn's old house. Evelyn's old house, Atkins.
On Windsor?
So anyway, we've got that taken care of, and then the house over Gladys, we're still in the process of taking care of that. And then just really we're waiting for courts on back out. So that's what's kind of slowing us. That's it.
All
Did
right.
Joe tell y'all that Doug and I agreed to whatever the dumpster was we were doing?
Oh, no. On Gladys?
Yes.
Yes. We'll get it done. And then we have the house burned down, the mayor's. The other Williams? Yeah, the other Williams. So we'll be dealing with that.
All right. Appreciate it, Kenny. Anything else? Thank you, Kenny. Okay, so anything for code, anything for Kenny for code compliance? No? Okay, what about planning and zoning? We have anything on planning and zoning?
No, I think we've tackled a lot of the things we needed to. We have a meeting coming up next week, and having Aaron send us a synopsis, a summary of what we have accomplished, what we've done. And, you know, we're really going to try to concentrate on that TIRZ thing, you know, where we can get this something going in that direction for that reinvestment zone stuff. You know, I think that's a good idea, and I think we could utilize it. So I'm going to really hone in on that and try to get that going. And I've got a couple of contacts of people that we talked with Carl, the city manager from Royce City, that there's a guy that can come and help head that up, and he won't expect payment until a bond pays it. And so it won't be any out-of-pocket money to us, which is wonderful. And they come in and they kind of look at it and tell us, you know, what they see we need for growth and what would be a good idea. So we're really going to concentrate on that reinvestment zoning stuff right now, and just kind of go from there. But I think we're good on our end. We set all of our limits on multifamily, single family dwellings and things like that. So there's not really anything that we need to focus on, I don't think, getting done other than the mobile home type things. We're still trying to figure out how to do that verbiage. But other than that, I think we're pretty good.
We need to set up a meeting with their county commissioner.
Okay, for what?
Because during their commissioner's court meeting today, they were talking about doing, maybe not immediately, but at some point in the future, doing zoning in the county.
Okay.
So we need to make sure that they do it right.
How do I mean, who do I?
Philip Martin.
Huh?
Philip Martin.
Oh. Who else? Who else?
Well,
we'll talk about that. I need to know when, I guess, when all that's happening.
Judge Stovall said they're planning on having meetings every Tuesday for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think they're focusing on the other side of the lake, but we don't need to let them come over here and tell us how they're going to do it. We need to be in front of it.
Well, can we go to those? I mean, how do we get involved in it?
I watched it on YouTube.
We can talk to Mr. Stovall and see.
Okay. The meeting today, it looked like they had a few people in the, but I don't know if it's open to the public.
Well, okay, we'll check into it. We might not be public. We might be a little more special.
I think we start with either Bobby or Philip and make sure that, you know.
Yeah, okay.
All right, anything else for planning and zoning? All right, thanks, Sandra. All right, so we'll move on to old business. Number 9, discuss and possibly act on a city prosecutor position. I've talked to Gordon, and to get the prosecutor to come out, it's, I don't know what it is. Gordon seems like it's better that we talk to him first before we talk to the prosecutor.
He's a pain in the ass.
Well, wasn't this about our ordinances and trying to?
Yeah.
I think we just need a big group.
Gordon and I believe that we should just get the code compliance guys together, and Joe, and sit down with him, and then he can bring the things up with the prosecutor or show us, because to me, it's not going anywhere. Every time I ask to get a meeting, it's not, I'm not getting the one I want in
Right.
there.
Yeah, we just wanted to be all on the same page, do all this work and then they throw it out because of technicality stuff, so.
What I say we do is code compliance should be acting as that. There's no problem with the court. Just keep doing it. If there's a problem, then they need to come back and ask why it didn't work. My suggestion is keep code enforcement doing their job.
Oh, yeah.
Writing them up, and we will worry about fixing ordinances and stuff as they get dismissed.
Yeah,
So-
or address it right when it happens.
Right. So that's what I'm
Okay.
telling them to do.
I agree.
But there's nothing really we can do on city prosecutor right now. I think we have it ongoing until we resolve it, but I think I got a handle on this with
Okay.
with them. So we'll just move forward from there. I don't see where we need to keep this on there.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
As long as you know, and we're good, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, and we're working together. I've talked to both Susie and I think I've talked to Kenny a little bit, but I've talked to Susie and Joe about it. So I'd say there's no action and we don't need to bring this up for a while unless
Okay.
there's a problem. Yeah, we agree?
I agree.
I think it was in the minutes from last meeting to postpone it definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how do y'all want to do that?
Just take it off.
Postpone indefinitely, so it's gone. That's basically what that is. I'll take a motion on that.
Make a motion to postpone the action on the prosecutor indefinitely.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay, so the ayes have it. All right.
Kenny said no.
Kenny doesn't count.
Okay, new business. Item 10, discuss and possibly act on hiring a contractor to repair a water line on block of 400 Katy Street. Court, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I've got one quote so far, and what the plan is because it's under concrete and it's about 200 feet of 6-inch main, we don't know exactly where the leak is. So we are wanting to bore the whole concrete about 200 feet. And it unfortunately comes up to about 9,900 if we buy the parts and 12,000 if they buy the parts. This is just one quote. I've got two more coming. I just haven't got them yet, but this is kind of a number to at least let y'all in on.
Roundabout
number. One of the guys that I'd contacted, I think the 7H, the paper, I think they used the guy that I contacted named Terry Black. So it may come in cheaper because obviously 7H is gonna up the price. So they come in under this, but this is what we should expect for this.
Just where does this line run?
It runs down Katy and it turns and goes down College and goes across the front of Kenny's place and turns and goes in front of that old building over here in the square and cuts back to the tower.
It should be leaking in about 2 or 3 spots over that way.
It's probably one leak somewhere under there, but coming out in several different places. And there's to do that is next.
What kind of pipes there?
I believe it's PVC. We would be pulling in what they call yellow mine. And the yellow mine locks together with a strap, so where you can pull it in and it not pull apart. One of the other quotes I was wanting to get was fusible PVC, where they actually melt and weld it together. And so it'd be one solid piece of pipe under there.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. I know it's probably a little bit more expensive, but if I can get the bore done cheaper, then it might be worth doing since it'll be one piece of solid pipe, you know?
Yeah,
So one and done.
probably more durable
Yeah, and way more.
or long
thick.
term.
Yeah.
Could we not reline that pipe?
Reline the pipe that's there.
Yeah.
We could run a 4-inch through the middle of it, but we wouldn't be able to line it like you would, like sewer lines. You can pig them is what they call it. And it puts an inner liner in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it with water main. I don't think it's legal yet.
You don't know where it's exactly leaking or,
No, it's just under the concrete
it's a mess.
somewhere, and we'd have to
Yeah,
cut and then put concrete back because it's somebody's driveway that,
yeah.
you know, or whatever that is. But, yeah.
Across the old station and,
I think there's old fuel tanks underneath there, isn't it?
What I was trying to get at is the cheese factory, the water bag, is that what was required? And then also Christian's building over here.
Yeah.
And it comes down to 5 kitchens,
Mhm.
and then go across the town.
Yeah, but it's leaking out there along the Katy Street side, going back towards the cheese factory. There's a hydrant there between where the cheese factory is and, lawn shop.
Okay.
All right. So how do we need to do something soon, but I know we're waiting on 2 more quotes. So how much longer do we want to proceed on this?
Do you think any of the other quotes are gonna be higher, Corey?
I think one's probably coming in lower, and I'm not sure about the other one. That it could vary. I mean, I don't really know.
I think between Corey and Doug, I think y'all can handle, I mean, y'all know more about that than we would. If whatever you think is best, Corey, I mean, that's what I think. You can you and Doug can talk about it.
You know, it's a 6-inch main now. I wouldn't want to put a 4 because it's going to restrict down the line for hydrants and stuff. So we really need to go back in with a 6. And really the only way to do that is to bore it. I mean, it's
got to be done.
It's just the way it has to be, I guess.
Well, one thing about it, if it's got to be done, we need to do it where it'll last for a while, not temporary patch on it.
Right.
I agree.
The yellow mine is pretty good pipe. It's pretty thick. However, it still has a gasket and things can go wrong. Fusible pipe, fusible PVC, they literally melt it and weld it together. There's no seams. It's all one piece of pipe at that point. They come in like 20 or 30 foot lengths, I think. So there's only a couple of seams that would be welded. And they say the weld is actually stronger than the pipe. So, and it's about that thick. I mean, it's
Well,
almost
that's probably what we should do.
Or do something quick because we're losing a lot of water every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we authorize, about $15,000 to start with to fix the water line on Katy Street.
I'll second.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so we got a motion by Wes, second by Sandra. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. They said ayes have it. Approval 15,000 to get started on it. Okay, we'll move on to item 11. Discuss and possibly act on reappointing EDC board members to a 2-year term. We have Wes Owen, Susie Bishop, Chris Broussard, and Kenny Lovett.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint these 4 to the EDC board for another 2 years.
I'll second it.
Who's that? Chip, you second? Is that correct? Okay, so we got a
Yes.
motion by Christine and second by Chip. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say no. All right, so Wes Owen, Susie Bishop, Chris Bouchard, and Kenny Lovett have additional 2-year terms. Okay, item 12, discuss and possibly act on the EDC finishing the remodeling of the concession stand and bathroom on the square.
Yeah, and I brought this up because the EDC meeting that I went to this last week with Wes, they were asking about it, but I don't know why the city couldn't turn this over to EDC for them to do whatever they want. A concession stand at events and things, although we did the Civic Center, would benefit the city and the EDC as well. So if they're willing to do the remodel and to make it something better than nothing, then I say go for it and just let them have it.
I think we should change the language on this restroom and not bathroom. People can't take a shower.
Right. So I
can too.
I wanted to give it to them, so I don't know if we have to do that. You know, we already delved into who has what, and I think it's the city's possession. So I say that we give it to EDC to do whatever they want with it. And
Let the city just own the land that it's on. We still don't own the building itself or nothing like that.
We don't
What?
know.
no one knows, and a group of people did it to help the town, and that, you know, there's no naysayers or people who can make a decision on that. So it's assumed to be the city's. It's on city property. So I think us as council can say EDC can have it and do what they want with it and just be done with it.
It's on city property. So when they put it
You know, it's ours.
So it's on the city.
So
I don't know that the EDC wants to own it, but we'll take care of getting it remodeled and getting it
Actually,
opened
it
back up.
belongs to the city and
that's fair.
Yeah.
back, you know,
All right, so
it's been abandoned for a long
do
time.
we really need to make a motion on that? Just EDC is gonna take it? Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. We need a motion on it, but just
I'd like to
assume
have a
that.
motion so that it's in the minutes and then the EDC can take action on it.
Okay.
after that.
So I'll make a
that
motion.
we turn it over to this EDC for remodeling and bathroom on the square.
I'll second it.
Okay, so Chip made a motion, Sandra seconds. All in favor, say aye.
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 You hear that, Christine? You for or against? Yeah, okay. So the motion passes that the ED will send it over to the EDC.
Mm.
Okay, now we will begin our executive session. Item 13, pursuant to the following designated sections of Texas Government Code, annotated subchapter 551, the EDC board, I'm sorry,
But you couldn't do it.
the city council will enter into executive session to discuss the following items. Section 551.072, deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property regarding the real property. And let's see, pursuant to the following designated sections of Texas Government Code, annotated subchapter 551, the city's council will enter into executive session to discuss the following items. A, 551.074, personnel matters to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, and dismissal of a public officer or employee, or hear a complaint or charge against an officer or employee regarding the personnel. And I believe I have that right. The first time it was EDC board will be going in with the city council. Is that correct? Is that Wes? Is
Yeah.
Okay, so the first part, the EDC board will enter into executive session along with the city council.
Okay.
For me, I'm here.
Okay, so now, Wes, can you turn off because I can't do it from here.
YouTube.
You can't do it?
I can turn off the recording to Zoom, but not the YouTube. I'll put it on pause. Okay, I'm paused. What about,
Has the mayor adjourned from the regular meeting and open the executive session?
That's what we're trying to do now.
I can't hear very well today.
I can't turn it off, Doug.
you can't turn it off?
I'm going to be